Hi everyone, it's Gina Candelaria with Cooper Sotheby's International Realty. Today we're taking a stroll through one of San Antonio's most beloved green spaces, Mahncke Park, and we're talking about the man behind its name, Ludwig Mahncke. If you've ever enjoyed a jog here, walked your pup under these giant trees, or driven past the San Antonio Botanical Garden next door, you've experienced his legacy. But most people don't know the incredible story of why this park exists and how one man helped shape San Antonio's entire park system. Let's take a dive. Ludwig Mahncke wasn't born in Texas. He immigrated from Germany, like so many early San Antonians who left their mark on the city. By the late 1800s, he'd become a respected businessman, civic leader, and someone who believed deeply that a great city deserved great public spaces. Mahncke served as the first city parks commissioner of San Antonio, and the role alone tells you how forward-thinking he was. At a time when San Antonio was still dusty, sprawling, and figuring itself out, Mahncke was already envisioning boulevards lined with trees, public gardens, recreational spaces, and cultural amenities the city didn't yet have. He was the kind of leader who saw not just the city that existed, but the city it could grow into. If you spent any time in Brackenridge Park, which is really the backyard of San Antonio, you've experienced Mahncke's fingerprints everywhere. After philanthropist George Brackenridge donated land to the city, Mahncke was tasked with turning that raw acreage into an actual park. And he went to work. He created roads and pathways. He planted thousands of trees, not hundreds, thousands, many of which still shade visitors today. He oversaw the designs of trails, picnic groves, and early recreational areas. And he didn't stop there. Mahncke believed that if San Antonio wanted to be competitive with the great cities of the time, it needed beautiful public spaces. So he developed the concept plans for what would eventually become the San Antonio Zoo, the Japanese Tea Garden, and the cultural corridor that still anchors the entire part of town. Mahncke wasn't thinking small. He imagined a connected park system where residents could move through green spaces, gardens, and landscape boulevards that stretched across the city. And he pushed for it long before other cities adopted that idea. Under his leadership, San Antonio planted extensive tree-lined drives, the earliest version of what now we call parkways. Public access to green space expanded rapidly. Beautification became a city priority instead of an afterthought. One of the most visionary pieces of his plan was the creation of a landscape roadway linking downtown to Brackenridge Park. Today, we know that area as Broadway and the surrounding corridors. Mahncke understood that parks weren't just pretty. They brought economic value, community health benefits, and civic pride. Now let's talk about this neighborhood, Mahncke Park. Following his work at Brackenridge, the city honored Ludwig Mahncke by naming this community after him. But it's more than a name. The neighborhood reflects everything Mahncke cared about: green space, walkability, beautiful old trees, and a sense of community that draws people in. The area developed in the 1920s and 1930s with charming cottages, early bungalows, and classic San Antonio architecture. Even today, it's one of the most sought-after central neighborhoods because it still carries Mahncke's original vision, an urban oasis where nature and the city life blend seamlessly. So why does all this matter? Because San Antonio's identity, our character, our beauty, our outdoor lifestyle didn't happen by accident. Leaders like Ludwig Mahncke imagined what future generations would need, and they invested in it long before anyone else saw the value. Every time families picnic under a live oak in Brackenridge, every time someone visits the botanical garden, every time a runner loops around the park at sunrise, we're living inside Mahncke's vision. And that's the story behind one of the most influential and often overlooked figures in San Antonio history. Ludwig Mahncke. His legacy surrounds us every single day. I'm Gina Candelario with Cooper Sotheby's International Realty. If you love learning about San Antonio's neighborhoods, history, and hidden gems, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow along. And next time you're in Mahncke Park or Brackenridge, look around. You're seeing the city through Ludwig Mahncke's eyes.